Welcome. This is an overview of this week's top stories expected to keep making headlines in the days to come. All eyes on the UN General Assembly, or should I say, all eyes on the ever-rising US-Russian conflict over the Syrian civil war and ISIS. Kremlin and White House officials at this moment have yet to meet on the same page as to what the top priority of their talks should be, as both crises are important. On one hand, the US wants Russia on board to fight ISIS, and on the other hand, Putin, in an interview with CBS's 60 Minutes, said he believes the only solution to fighting terrorism in Syria is through strengthening the Assad regime. The mixed messages arguably offer a superficial taste of deep geopolitical divisions likely to be on display not only during the meeting but during the assembly as well. And while humanity is holding its breath over the possibility of yet another deadlock on the road to solving the greatest humanitarian crisis after World War II, ISIS keep performing more and more atrocities, and refugees keep fleeing by tens of thousands from the war zone to Europe. President Anastasiadis will also attend the UN General Assembly. En route to the UN Ground Zero, he addressed the Chicago Council of Global Affairs, stating that Cyprus is at a turning point of history. A settlement of the Cyprus problem will reunite the people, the economy, and establish good relations with Turkey, he said. Energy potential is not to be overlooked to this and other goals, Anastasiadis added. He said that this is why we will continue building bridges with our neighbors and we will step up the efforts to reunite our country. The next months are critical to this end. However, at the same time, President Anastasiadis has warned of a possible recognition of the illegal regime if the Cyprus talks ended because of the Greek Cypriot side. The President of the Republic of Cyprus also met with the representatives of the 5 permanent members of the Security Council. He briefed them on Wednesday on the latest developments on the Cyprus issue. The 5 ambassadors asked the President a number of questions, including what role the EU plays in the whole procedure. They also asked whether the Turkish provocations in the Cyprus EEZ, which were the reason for the suspension of the peace talks on the island, have stopped. The European Parliament delegation on industry, research and energy visited Cyprus. The delegation came to meet with Energy Minister Yorgos Lakotripis on developments in the region, Nicosia's plans for its hydrocarbon reserves and renewable energy sources. Cyprus plays a very strong role for energy security everywhere in Europe, the head of the EP committee said. She said that she was impressed by Cyprus' energy policy and invited. After the meeting, Lakotripis said they discussed with the delegation hydrocarbon discoveries in the region, as well as Cyprus's efforts to exploit all natural gas reserves and provide an alternative energy route for Europe. Just a few days earlier, Yorgos Lakotripis was in Houston, US, where Noble Energy presented the development plan of the Aphrodite gas in an effort to ensure revenues for the country. Meanwhile, 2 new players came into the natural gas research field in the Mediterranean at a time when low oil prices are putting pressure on high risks. Nostratera and independent resources will be swooping into the region with strategic partnerships seeking to invest in producing or near production assets in the Mediterranean and North Africa region, showing that an increasing number of companies are now looking at the region, statements released to the press said. Nostratera is a US-focused oil and gas company, while Independent Resources is a UK-focused company. Volkswagen scandal shake the company to its foundations. Volkswagen CEO Martin Winterkorn resigned on Wednesday, taking responsibility for the German car maker's rigging of US emission tests in the biggest scandal in its 78-year history. German prosecutors are conducting a preliminary investigation into the manipulation of vehicle emission test results at Volkswagen, while French Energy Minister Ségolène Royal said her country would be extremely severe if its investigation into the firm found any wrongdoing. US authorities are planning criminal investigations after discovering that Volkswagen programmed computers in its cars to detect when they were being tested and alter the running of their diesel engines to conceal their true emissions. German Chancellor Angela Merkel had urged Volkswagen to move as quickly as possible to restore confidence in a company held up for generations. In Cyprus, importers are waiting for answers from the company based in Germany as to whether the engine that was tampered with was circulating in the island. Assistant Attorney General Rikos Rotokritou was removed from his position at the legal service. The court's decision is a Cyprus first, as they decided to remove Rotokritou from his position after the Attorney General Kostas Kliridis brought the case in front of the country's highest court. The Supreme Court has never made such a decision in the past. This is the first case of suspending an Assistant Attorney General for inappropriate behavior and is considered a landmark decision in the country's legal service. Erotocritou made statements outside the court after the decision was read out, saying that he was present at the hearing and that he and his lawyers would be looking to take the case to the European Court of Human Rights. Thank you for watching.